Well, I got a tool I got to review, but I still haven't got the stuff together to do the review. Um, I don't know when I'm gonna get the stuff together. Probably was $65 a sheet. So anyway, I got to get the review done for the guy because, well, he needs the review. So he ain't questioned me or nothing. So I feel kind of bad, but still, I need to get that done. But anyway, today I got a project I need to work on. I I have something I have to make for an air vent in the bathroom ventilation system. But I got two pieces of pipe in there. One's round, and well, they has to be mated up into a T. So anyway, that's what I got to do today. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So roughly, that's what I got to do. Is this 4-inch piece of pipe has to go into this piece of pipe, so I have basically a giant T. Then I'll connect my flex line to this to the fan, and well, it shouldn't be that hard. I don't think it's going to be that hard, but as you can see, that rounded surface, and then there's this. And what I gotta do is I gotta try to figure out how to make that shape. I've got an idea, but I've never done it before, so let's go ahead and mess this up together. Let's see how we get started on this. So as a kid, or somewhere along the line, I learned that if you want to draw on paper, you can't always buy paper. But if you've got a feed sack, you got several layers of paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this feed sack up and show you what I'm talking about. 3 sheets of paper. 2 double-sided and 1 single-sided. Alright, so that's enough paper for me to get started here. Alright, so I got to set up a reference line. You can't really see it because of the camera, but next thing I got to do is I got to calculate the circumference of the circle, which means I got to measure a circle. So let me come back at you. Okay, so now I was going to measure the diameter and do the circumference calculator, but we have a soft tape that you use for sewing, and yeah, it looks all befuddled. One side's metric. Camera don't want to focus. One side's metric. Yeah. Camera don't like to focus. It's dark in here, so I don't like to see. But the other side's standard, and I measured it out. It was 22 3/4 inches. So now I got to take that 22 3/4 and divide it so that I can find the center point. Okay, I'm still going to have a calculator. Okay, so I started out drawing a line. This is the baseline. This is going to be the cut line. And I started out with the circumference of the big pipe. That's not right. I have to go with the circumference because the pipe that I need to cut is the little pipe. So this is the circumference of the little pipe. Or it should be. It should be 13.5. Let's see if it is. 13.25. So it's pretty close to 13.5. Alright, so let me cut this out. And we'll see if I got what I need to do. Hang on a minute. Alright, so I've got that cut out. So if this is anywhere close to right, I should be able to wrap that around the pipe. Put this line on the edge, bottom edge of the pipe. I'm going to lose some material, but it's aluminum, so it recycles real, and it's easy to cut. So let's see what happens now. So I put it on the pipe like that. Oh, that just doesn't seem right. I don't have too many times to get that right. If I get it wrong this time, it's gonna cut me pretty short. So before I cut the pipe, I decided to take the template off the pipe and put it against the other pipe. Now, because the other pipe wants to roll, because I want to try to show you what I'm up against here, I got this cheap piece of paper, and as you can see, yeah, there's just way too much angle. So, what I'm going to try to do is cut this down a little bit, see if I can make it work. Yeah, that's better. I just had to cut it out a little bit. I folded the flat, and then I just cut this little piece off. Oh, it's not perfect, but it's better. It's almost dinner time. I got one more thing I need to try to do before dinner time. I'll show you what I'm going to do. So I put the paper template back on the piece of pipe I want to cut, and I marked the line on it. Then I'm going to take the template off, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the pipe apart and leave. I got a mark. Ooh, it shows up good on the camera against the aluminum. I can't, and it's the reverse. I can't see it real good. But anyway, I'll cut out along this line, and when I cut that out, then I'll snap it back together. But this is not the line I'm going to cut. I'm going to put a parallel line down here and cut some tabs. And then I'm cut it off below the tabs. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Now I cut this and put that second line on here. This doesn't have to be as close and accurate as this one does. I'll cut tabs. And I'll fold some of them out, every other one out. And then when I stick it in the pipe, then I'll take the ones that are inside sticking down and fold them up against the pipe. And put aluminum tape on it to seal it. But it's dinner time. I gotta stop what I'm doing so we can do dinner. Peace. Alright, so here I am after dinner, in between dinner and dessert. And what I'm doing now is I got this cut, got my little tabs cut on there. Got my little circle drawed out where I want it. It's going to be 4 inches in diameter. And I'll cut it on the center of this seam, which I've already popped it before I started to make the video. And once I open it up, what I'll do is I'll cut out each half of that circle, pop it back together, put this piece on it. Let's see how that works. Well, the every other tab thing didn't work for me. I didn't have it divided out right. But anyway, I got it in there. What I'll do now is I'll get some aluminum tape. I'll put some aluminum tape around it to seal it, hold it in there. As you can see, if you look down the hole, it's not perfect, but it's about as close as I'm going to get it. So, I have welder friends at work that could have helped me, and I could have made it a whole lot better. But I was doing personal work on company time, and they didn't want to get involved. So, this old redneck just got pissed off, came home, and did it himself. Remember, guys, you don't need a professional to get your job done. You got to have something. This right here, piece of plumbing, is for our ventilation system in our bathroom. If I'd gone and bought it, it'd probably cost $50 or $60. Whereas this piece right here came with the mobile home. This piece here came in a dryer vent kit. Voila. Make it work. Peace, guys. Okay, guys. I got it all wrapped up. It's all sealed up. I don't think there's any air going to go except where I want it. I did undercut the inlet hole a little bit, but I made it work. And what I'll do is I'll get a piece of plywood and cut it in a circle. I'll just stand this up on the plywood, draw around it, take my jigsaw, cut it out, stick it in there, throw a couple screws in it, like 4, opposite sides of each other, and then I'll tape it up with the tape. And yeah, that'll work just fine. Alright, it's time for bed. Or TV or something. Peace, guys.
Dessert.